Week 1 of the NFL season almost in the books. It is for the Lions. Putting a bow on that game against the Packers, what do you need to see be different? We touched on the offense. We touched on the defense. What needs to be better going into the game against the Bears in Week 2?
It's got to be the lines. I mean, it's the easy answer. You got it.
Which one? If you had to pick one, which one do you need to see development out of?
You got to see the offensive line because it doesn't matter how good Jahmyr Gibbs is if he's facing unblocked guys every time he touches the ball. It doesn't matter how fast J-Mo is if you can't get the ball deep to him. So if the offensive line can't protect Goff, if they can't create a running game, then the lines are toast.
I think it's very clearly the offensive line, just because the Lions showed the last couple of years that they can be a great team without an incredible pass rush. But the offensive line is the whole identity of like this era of Lions football. And they paid $50 million to a quarterback who is notably really good when he has a great line and not good at all when he is under pressure. So the number one thing I need to see next week is the Lions, they're back to getting, 4 or 5 yards a carry. They're pushing forward on the on the line of scrimmage, and Jared Goff has to have enough time to find Amon-Ra and all these new toys that the offense has. So
and the Bears have a good defense. So it's not,
yeah. I want to ask you guys right now, September 8th, are the Lions going to win the NFC North?
As of right now, I mean, if
No.
we're just going off of what we saw from 1 week, I mean, the
They'll make the playoffs,
Packers show that they are the number one team by default by winning that game, because the game on Monday Night Football, you really don't know what you're going to get with Chicago and with Minnesota.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning the same way. I think after last night, I'm leaning Packers.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Well,
Yep.
the other two teams from the NFC North play on Monday Night Football tonight. And talking about two teams that we have no clue what we are going to see, I think you could say that those two teams, the Bears and the Vikings, could be the top two in the NFL of, what is that team going to look like going into this game? What are you expecting to see?
A lot of defense, a lot of good defense in this game. I think the defenses will be fine.
Even with two quarterbacks who were drafted in the first round going
I do,
head-to-head. Because
JJ hasn't thrown a ball in the regular season yet. He's got Justin Jefferson, which is great.
He missed most of training. He missed all of training camp with that hamstring injury.
No Jordan Addison, so we'll probably see a lot of dump downs to Hawkinson tonight. A lot of Aaron Jones. But I think the defenses will be fine in both those. Caleb Williams, I think that offense is a wild card with Ben Johnson. I think there is some excitement for Bears fans down the road, but that's not an easy offense to learn. Yeah. And there's a lot that goes into Ben Johnson's offense. And so I don't know that week 1 right out the gate that they're going to be as electric as
trick
the
plays
Lions were.
left, right. Yeah.
They'll be fine, but they got great weapons, but they don't have a run game. And I think a lot of what Ben Johnson's offenses were able to do here was based off the run game. And I think they're going to be a pass-first team. I mean, Swift doesn't scare anybody. So I'm not super excited for their offense, but...
Yeah, Dan Campbell said today, you got to learn to bread and butter before you can get to all this extra stuff. And like you said, Ben Johnson had the best bread and butter in Detroit than he could ever have. That was such a luxury to have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs so that he could run all these other flashy plays. But what I'm hoping to see is, like a 6-2 or a 6-5 just slog where both teams look awful.
We had a high school football game like that on Friday.
Yeah, that'd be
it's
great.
3-2.
Yeah, I hope everybody's on Twitter talking about how bad both of these teams look. But like Ian said, I think these are two pretty well-rounded rosters that have solid defenses and on paper on offense are good. So if you made me pick, I think the Vikings probably have a little bit more continuity from last year, obviously. So you lean that way. But Caleb Williams has shown more in the NFL than JJ has, obviously. So it's really tough to go either way.
And the Chicago Bears coming to Detroit on Sunday. Of course, it is going to be the storyline in Detroit, in Chicago, probably across the country over the next week as Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell go head-to-head. What is the storyline in your estimation going into this game? Is it going to be offense versus offense? I mean, which team do you think has more to prove? The Lions or the Bears going into a game like this?
The Lions have more to prove.
Now.
If the Lions start the season by getting killed by the Packers after Micah Parsons was talking about how he hates Detroit, and then Ben Johnson comes in after how much the Lions fans trashed him for leaving, and they beat the Lions, this place is going to be on fire. There's going to be no controlling the anger of that fan base.
Yeah, I think the Lions have more to prove just because they look so bad in week 1. And if Chicago looks bad tonight, I don't think that's
just what the Bears do.
Just what the Bears, yeah, it's just who they are. So I think it's definitely the Lions have more to prove. I do still think the Lions have the upper hand going into next weekend, but it all depends on how good Ben Johnson's offense looks tonight. If they come out and they look electric,
unstoppable, yeah.
it's going to be a long week here.
That line might move a lot.
It's going to be a long week.
Game, yeah.
I mean, mentality-wise, how do you think the Lions approach this, though? I mean,
Start over.
Start over?
Yeah, I think you just throw out week 1, start over.
Honestly, I kind of feel the same way. I think the Lions, a lot of those guys didn't play the entire preseason. I think that they're hoping that, like, this team, you're in that locker room. You know that this team loves being doubted. Like, they are way more comfortable with idiots like us saying that the Lions aren't going to win the NFC North anymore than they are when we're talking
When they
about
had that going into
11-1.
But they had that going into the game against the Packers.
Now they deserve it. Like, from what they did the week 1, they deserve all of the, the scrutiny that they're getting.
Yeah.
So I think backs against the wall, I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out and look like a completely different team at home against the Bears.
And I'll say this, with that schedule they have coming up, when you look further down the road, an 0-2 start does not bode well.
Not good.
No.
Does not bode well.
Can't lose at home to the Bears.
You cannot.
Nope.
You cannot. I wouldn't say it's must win, but you certainly don't want to lose it.
Just say it, Obi.
It's not.
kinda-
It might
It's
be.
not. It's
It
week 2.
might be, though.
It might be. It might be. We'll put an asterisk next to it. Still more to come on DSP. College football underway 2 weeks into the season. We'll dive into Michigan's first loss of the year as they took on Oklahoma. And Michigan State, 2-0, getting some revenge against Boston College over the weekend. We'll chat some college football and maybe some Tigers if we have time coming up.